Hey, this is, you ready? Yeah. Hey, this is Beau Billingslea, and I'm here on Three Black Geeks. So you'll watch it whenever you can because I love being with my brothers. It's a best place to be.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's CJ and DJ Sue here. We are talking to legendary Beau Billingslea. How's it going, sir?
Oh, it's great. It's great to be here.
So, obviously everybody knows you, Jet Black, Cowboy, Bebop, but we're going to do a little something different for a change, and kind of talk about something else, other projects that you've done. I know you've done a lot of live action shows, like live action movies and TV shows, and then also, branching off into animation. What kind of got you into doing both at the same time? Because I know you were kind of juggling both at one point, and I think you probably still do.
Yes, I still do.
So what made
Not
you
as much on camera now,
yeah. But I mean, what made you kind of like juggle both instead of just sticking with one?
I was asked to do it. It's a simple answer to that question. Let's see, back in the late 80s, a friend of mine was a producer. He was producing the dubbing of live foreign action films. Like there'd be a German film with an African character in it. So he'd ask me to do that. So I said, well, of course, I will do it for my father, And so we did quite a few of those. And then one day he asked me if I wanted to do anime. And I said, I don't know what anime is. And he explained it to me. I said, oh, okay, sounds cool. I'll try it. And that's how I got into anime. And then my voice career kind of started going, and I did a couple of series on History Channel, Marlon Marvel's, Suicide Missions, which turned into Dangerous Missions, Hero Ships. And so I became known in the voice world as well as the on-camera world. And as it evolved, I do more voice work now than I do on camera. Of course, Hollywood is probably no different from any other profession. As you get older, they say, Beau who? Who's that old guy there? What's he doing? Was he want a job? So, but yeah, it's I've been so blessed in my life to have had the career that I have had, and as I say, a lot of it was I was just asked to do things, and so it wasn't as cutthroat as the young people have it now, because there's so many people in the business. When I started, the voice community was kind of small, kind of like we all knew each other, and there wasn't a lot of auditioning, so the producers would say, well, Beau would be good for this, let's, ask Beau, you want to do this? Yeah, okay. Like Cowboy Bebop. That's the way that went. So, I was lucky, when I first came to Hollywood, no one would go to become a voice actor. It was just like become an on-camera actor. And actually, it dawns on me now that one of the first gigs I did was the voice of a coach in a puppet movie. That was in 1969. And I hadn't thought about that, forever. And but that was my first voice gig, and then 20 years later I did another one. It was a big gap in between.
And that was before Blackula?
Before Blackula. Actually, I did when I was in the service in Germany. I did some plays, and one of the plays was Dracula, and I played the lead role. I played Dracula.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And it was about the time that was it William Marshall? I think he was the Blackula. That was about the same time.
Okay. Well, I have a question for you regarding Cowboy Bebop. The live action Netflix series. Have you seen it?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay. What's your honest opinion of it?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I mean, the bottom line is, are you entertained? Right?
Very true.
And it's, you can sit and pick things apart. But I thought Mustafa Shakir, I think he did a good job with Jet. You always have weird feelings. I I'm Jet. To me, I'm Jet.
Yes.
Jet's me. I'm Jet. You know, that's what it is. And then, so you're as a human, my gut reaction was no, no. But as it turned out, I thought he did a good job, and it appeared that he did a bit of a representation of my voice. And I think the fans have mentioned that, and they enjoyed that. I think that the producers would have been wise if they had made use of the voiceover cast in the show. And I'm thinking if they did, found a way, not necessarily the lead characters, but some characters, it might still be on the air. And I think that they missed an opportunity when they didn't involve us in the show. But you know, that's water over the bridge. They had, was it 13 episodes? I think they had, and
Just about.
I think it was about 10.
Yeah, 10 episodes.
was it 10?
10 episodes, yeah.
So they did the 10, and they had some fun, and I think they did good work. And you know, life moves on. We're still here. The voice folks, we're still here doing conventions and interacting with the fans and having a ball. As I say, Jet will always be me to me. You know, Jet will always be me. I will always be Jet. And he has a wonderful place in my life because it allowed me to interact with the fans and hear their stories and how Cowboy Bebop has affected their lives in a positive way. So, yeah, that's my take on the live action.
You know, you actually doing like voiceover in Hollywood movies. 'Cause I think were you part of that the new Despicable Me movie recently?
No.
Okay, I don't know why I was thinking you had voiceover in that,
You know,
but
sometimes I do things that I don't even, they have code names.
yeah.
And so when it comes out, someone will say, "Did you do it?" I said, "No, I didn't do that." And then, "Oh, yeah, I did, but I didn't know what the name of the show was when I did it, you know, because everything is secretive, you know,
Yeah.
they're trying to keep it secret." So, and like when I did Star Trek Into Darkness on camera, a movie, when we go to the studio, nobody ever used the ST word.
Yeah, they never
Always
was a Star
codes.
Trek. It was just, yeah.
It was always codes, and they would hide our costumes. Everybody had these floor-length cap and gown, kind of like capes, and to hide our costumes, so that people on the studio lot
Aren't, like,
wouldn't be able to
snapping
see-
pictures
right?
and- yeah.
And see who the characters are and stuff. So it's very very secretive. But now it's continued that way with the voiceover. We have to sign non-disclosure agreements when we audition.
Yeah.
And they use code names, and so a show will come out or a video game will come out, and I won't even know that I'm in it because I didn't know the name of
Yeah,
it.
I mean, but for you, like when you see when you get like a lot of these mainstream movies and they get a lot of celebs doing voiceovers, I know there's always that contention between the veteran voice actors like yourself and then like the celeb actors like your Chris Evans that don't really do voiceovers like that, but they get put in that position to do voiceovers. Is there kind of like a degree of like, man, I wish my friend was actually doing this instead of Chris Evans? Is there kind of that layer of?
Well, I think it's human nature to think that way. I mean, this is years ago. The A-line celebrities wouldn't do commercials. They wouldn't do voiceovers, and so we had our little world going on, and then that changed, and so it's a fact of life that they want the biggest celebrity they can get in their project. The people who are putting up the money, so it's understandable. So like with the new Minions movie, there are a lot of us who voiced additional characters in there, in the main line, the main roles.
Steve Carell and all
You're
that.
right, yeah, Steve Carell, and but I'm in there.
Yeah.
So I can't complain about that. There are certain facts of life that exist, and it's not going to change, and it's logical. It makes sense. If I was doing a project and I was putting money up on a project, I would get the biggest names I could get.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. So there's no bitterness. There's a place in the world for everybody, and if you get good at what you do and you're in the right place in the right time, hopefully the universe will smile on you, and and your career will go in a positive way for you. So, because you can always think about what could have been, what should have been, but if you focus on that stuff, you won't have a positive attitude on life.
Yeah.
So, you want to, when you wake up in the morning, you want to feel good about your life and what's going on, and as opposed to waking up thinking, boy, I wish I should have gotten that. I
Yeah.
should have. You drive yourself nuts.
Well, Bo, I just want to thank you for taking the time talking to us. This has been great. We get to redo this because I think we talked to you at BlurCon, and it was like, oh, damn, like we need, but
That was a while ago.
yeah, it was a while ago, but it was good to actually talk to you again.
It's
So,
great to see you all again.
all right, cool. Appreciate it. Thanks.